In a vast room filled with colorful lights and strange sounds, the Galactic Council met. This group was made up of powerful aliens from many different worlds. They came together to discuss the latest news from Earth. On the big screen at the front of the room, images of human ships flashed. The aliens began to laugh. "Look at those old things," said Zarnok, a tall alien with green skin and 3 eyes. "They look like toys compared to our mighty warships." The room filled with laughter. Many aliens joined in, pointing at the screen and making fun of the humans. They thought humans were weak and their technology was outdated. Captain Elena Reyes, a brave pilot from Earth, watched the meeting from her ship, the Starfire. She felt anger boiling inside her. "This is unacceptable," she said, gripping the controls tightly. "We can't let them disrespect us like this." Elena was a skilled pilot, known for her quick thinking and bravery. She had seen Earth's ships improve over the years, but the aliens only saw the past. They didn't understand the hard work humans put into their technology. The aliens thought they were superior, but Elena knew they could prove them wrong. After the meeting, Elena gathered her team in the ship's briefing room. "We need to show the Galactic Council that we are not weak," she said. Her team, made up of talented engineers and pilots, nodded in agreement. They were ready to fight back. "What can we do?" asked Mark, one of the engineers. "They think our ships are just old junk." Elena smiled, her mind racing with ideas. "We are working on something big. We have been developing teleportation technology. If we can make it work, we can surprise them." Mark's eyes lit up. "You mean we could teleport right into their ships? That would be amazing." "Yes!" Elena exclaimed. "We could show them what humanity is capable of. They won't laugh at us again." The team got to work immediately. They spent days and nights in the lab, testing and tweaking their teleportation device. It was a challenging project, and many times they faced setbacks. Machines broke down and ideas failed. But every time they stumbled, Elena pushed them to try again. "We can't give up," she said. "We must prove that humans are strong and smart. We will show the aliens that we can compete with them." As they worked, word spread about the project. Some humans were excited, while others were skeptical. "Why waste time on teleportation?" they said. "Our ships are good enough." But Elena and her team believed in their goal. They wanted to create something that would change the game. Finally, after weeks of hard work, the day of the first test arrived. The team gathered around the teleportation device, a large machine filled with flashing lights and whirring sounds. Elena took a deep breath. "This is it," she said, her heart pounding with excitement and nerves. Mark pressed a button, and the machine hummed to life. They had set up a small model ship to test the teleportation. "Ready?" Mark asked. "Let's do it," Elena replied, her voice steady. With a flick of a switch, the machine activated. Energy surged through the room, and the model ship disappeared in a flash of light. Everyone held their breath, waiting. A moment later, the ship reappeared on the other side of the room. "We did it," Elena shouted, her eyes shining with joy. The team cheered, high-fiving each other. They had successfully teleported an object, proving that their technology worked. But as the celebration continued, Elena couldn't shake the feeling that their journey was just beginning. The aliens had laughed at them, but soon they would see what humanity could achieve. With their new teleportation technology, they would not only surprise the Galactic Council, but also earn their respect. As the team celebrated their victory, Elena looked out into the stars. She knew they were about to embark on a journey that would change everything. The Galactic Council would soon learn that humanity was not to be underestimated. After their successful teleportation test, the atmosphere on the Starfire was electric. Captain Elena Reyes and her team felt a surge of hope and determination. They knew they were on the brink of something great, but they also understood that they had to keep their project secret from the Galactic Council. If the aliens found out about their teleportation technology too soon, they might try to stop it. Elena gathered her team in the ship's control room, a place filled with screens and blinking lights. "We need to work quickly and quietly," she said, her voice firm. "We have to develop this technology before the aliens can react." The team nodded, their faces serious. They knew how important this project was. If they could improve the teleportation technology, they could turn the tables on the Galactic Council and show that humans were not to be underestimated. Days turned into weeks as they dedicated all their time to the project. Mark, the engineer, worked tirelessly to enhance the teleportation device. "I think we can increase the range," he said one day, his eyes bright with excitement. "If we can teleport bigger ships, we can make a real impact," Elena agreed. "We need to teleport one of our combat ships. That way, we can show the Council that we can bring our entire fleet right into their territory." As they worked, they faced many challenges. The teleportation device sometimes malfunctioned, causing sparks to fly and alarms to ring. There were moments of frustration when it seemed like they were going nowhere. "This technology is tricky," Mark admitted one day, scratching his head in frustration. "We might not be ready in time." But Elena refused to give up. "Every great invention has its struggles," she reminded her team. "We just need to push through. I believe in this project, and I believe in all of you." To stay under the radar, they held secret meetings late at night. The team would gather around a small table, discussing their progress in hushed tones. They shared ideas and worked on plans, their determination growing with each passing day. They were a united front, and they all shared a common goal: to earn respect for humanity. Meanwhile, news of the aliens' mockery still haunted Elena. Every time she thought about their laughter, it fueled her desire to succeed. She imagined the look on their faces when they witnessed the power of human ingenuity. That vision kept her motivated. One evening, as they prepared for another test, Mark had a breakthrough. "What if we adjust the energy levels? We might be able to increase the distance we can teleport," he exclaimed, a smile spreading across his face. Elena's heart raced with excitement. "Let's try it. We need to make sure it works perfectly before we reveal it to the Council." They worked late into the night, adjusting the settings on the machine. Tension filled the room as everyone focused on their tasks. Finally, it was time for the big test. They decided to use a small combat ship for this attempt. It was risky, but they felt ready. The team gathered around the teleportation device, their hearts pounding. "This is it," Elena said, her voice steady despite the nerves. "We either make history or learn from this experience." With a deep breath, Mark pressed the button to activate the machine. The lights flickered and the ship began to glow. Energy crackled in the air, making everyone's skin tingle. In a flash, the small combat ship vanished from the platform. Everyone held their breath, waiting. Moments later, it reappeared safely on the other side of the room. Cheers erupted as they realized they had successfully teleported a larger ship. They hugged and high-fived, their excitement bubbling over. But even in their joy, Elena knew they had to keep moving forward. "We can't stop now," she urged. "We have to improve this even more. We're so close!" As they continued to refine the technology, they all understood the stakes. The Galactic Council had mocked them, but soon they would witness the power of human determination. Elena felt a new fire within her, a sense of purpose that drove her forward. The secret project was more than just technology. It was humanity's chance to shine in the galaxy. With each passing day, they grew more confident, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The Galactic Council would soon learn that humanity was capable of incredible things, and Elena was determined to lead the charge. The days turned into weeks, and Captain Elena Reyes and her team worked tirelessly on their teleportation technology. After many late nights and countless adjustments, they finally felt ready for their first real test mission. This would be a bold step. They planned to teleport directly onto an alien battleship to gather crucial intelligence about the Galactic Council's technology. Elena stood in front of her team in the control room of the Starfire. Her heart raced with excitement and nerves. "Today is the day," she said, looking around at the eager faces of her crew. "We're going to show the Galactic Council that humans are not to be underestimated. This mission is important, and I need all of you to stay focused." Mark, the engineer, adjusted the settings on the teleportation device. "We've gone over the plan a million times," he said, his voice steady. "We'll teleport onto the enemy ship, gather as much information as we can, and then teleport back. Simple, right?" "Simple enough," Elena replied with a grin, but she knew the risks were high. The alien ship would likely have guards, and if they were caught, it could lead to disaster. Still, the thought of what they could discover excited her. As they prepared for the mission, tension filled the air. The team suited up in their sleek black uniforms, and Elena reviewed the plan one last time. "We'll need to be quiet and quick," she reminded them. "The last thing we want is to be spotted. Stick together and follow my lead." With a final nod, they gathered around the teleportation device. Elena placed her hand on the control panel, feeling the energy pulse beneath her fingertips. "Here we go," she said, taking a deep breath. With a press of a button, the room filled with bright light, and they vanished from the starfire. In an instant, they found themselves standing on a cold metal surface. Elena blinked as her eyes adjusted to the dim lighting of the alien battleship. The air was thick with tension. She quickly scanned their surroundings. They were in a hallway filled with strange symbols and alien technology. The ship was enormous, much bigger than anything Earth had produced. "Stay low," Elena whispered. The team moved carefully, sticking close together. They could hear muffled voices in the distance. Elena's heart raced. They had to be quick. As they moved down the corridor, they spotted a large control room ahead. Peering inside, Elena could see alien officers monitoring screens filled with data and images of human ships. The Council had been tracking them. This was a gold mine of information. Elena signaled to her team, and they moved closer, staying out of sight. "We need to get some recordings of this," Mark said, pulling out a small device that could capture audio and video. Elena nodded, her heart pounding with adrenaline. Suddenly, a loud alarm blared through the ship. Red lights flashed, and the alien officers began shouting orders. "They know we're here," Elena yelled. "We need to move now!" The team quickly moved into action. Mark activated the recording device, capturing the chaos inside the control room while Elena led the group back toward the teleportation point. They navigated through the dark hallways, trying to avoid the aliens rushing past them. As they approached their original teleport location, they heard footsteps behind them. "Hurry!" Elena urged. They could feel the tension in the air, knowing they had to make it back before being caught. They reached the teleportation device, and Mark quickly began the activation process. Come on, he urged as the footsteps grew louder. Just as the device hummed to life, Elena turned to see a group of aliens rounding the corner, their eyes wide with shock. "Go!" she shouted, pushing her team toward the glowing portal. One by one, they jumped through, the energy swallowing them whole. Just as Elena stepped through, she heard the aliens shout in confusion and anger. With a flash, they found themselves back on the starfire. The team was breathless, hearts racing from the narrow escape. "We did it!" Mark exclaimed, excitement flooding the room. Elena grinned, feeling a mix of relief and triumph. "We gathered valuable information," she said, looking around at her team. "And we made first contact with the enemy. Now we can prepare for what's to come." The team cheered, knowing they had taken a giant step forward. They had shown the Galactic Council that humans could fight back and survive. With their new intelligence, they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The tide was turning, and Elena was determined to lead her team into the next phase of their mission. After the thrilling mission on the alien battleship, Captain Elena Reyes and her team were filled with a mix of excitement and urgency. They had gathered critical information about the Galactic Council's plans, and now it was time to share their findings with the rest of humanity. The stakes were higher than ever, and they needed to prepare for the Council's next move. Back on the Starfire, Elena called an emergency meeting. Her crew gathered in the control room, their faces lit by the glow of the screens displaying the data they had collected. The atmosphere was charged with anticipation. "Listen up, everyone," Elena began, her voice firm. "We have a lot to discuss. The information we gathered from the alien battleship is crucial. It's time to show the Galactic Council that we are not just a target. We are a force to be reckoned with." Mark, the engineer, stepped forward, holding a tablet filled with images and videos from their mission. "I analyzed the data we captured," he said, his eyes wide with enthusiasm. "They have been monitoring our movements closely. They know our strengths and weaknesses, but they have no idea about our teleportation technology." Elena nodded, feeling a rush of determination. "Exactly. This technology is our secret weapon. We need to demonstrate its power and capability to the world. We can't let the aliens think we are weak or unprepared." The team discussed their plan, brainstorming ways to reveal their teleportation technology to both the Galactic Council and Earth. They knew they had to make a big statement. The goal was to teleport a significant fleet of human ships right into the heart of the Council's territory. After hours of planning, they settled on a plan. They would broadcast a live demonstration of their teleportation technology from the Starfire. They would gather a fleet of combat ships and teleport them into a space just outside the Galactic Council's main base. It was risky, but it would send a powerful message. The team worked late into the night, preparing for the broadcast. They made sure every detail was perfect. They polished their presentation, focusing on clarity and impact. Elena felt a mix of pride and anxiety as she prepared to lead this historic event. Finally, the day of the great reveal arrived. The Starfire was positioned in front of the camera, ready to transmit live across the galaxy. Elena stood in front of her crew, her heart racing. "This is it," she said, her voice steady. "Today, we show them who we are." As the broadcast began, Elena introduced her team to the galaxy. "Hello, citizens of the galaxy," she said, her voice clear and strong. "We are the crew of the Starfire, and we are here to show you that humanity is not to be underestimated." She turned to Mark, who stood beside the teleportation device looking ready for action. "Today, we will demonstrate our teleportation technology by teleporting a fleet of human combat ships directly into the space near the Galactic Council's base. This is not just a display, it is a declaration. We will not back down!" The camera zoomed out to show the fleet of ships lined up behind the Starfire. The crew worked together, inputting commands into the teleportation device. The tension in the air was palpable as they prepared for the demonstration. Elena counted down. 3, 2, 1, now! With a burst of energy, the teleportation device activated. A blinding light filled the screen and the ships began to glow. The audience watching from across the galaxy held their breath in anticipation. Would it work? In an instant, the fleet of human ships vanished from view. Cheers erupted in the control room of the Starfire. They had done it! Moments later, the ships reappeared in space exactly where they had planned. The crowd on the broadcast gasped, their eyes wide with shock. Elena felt a surge of pride. "This is just the beginning," she declared. "We are ready to defend our planet and stand up against anyone who underestimates us." The broadcast ended and the team erupted in cheers, their faces glowing with excitement. They had made a statement that would echo throughout the galaxy. The Galactic Council would know that humanity was not just a small player in their grand game, but a powerful force to be reckoned with. But even as they celebrated, Elena knew that the real battle was still ahead. The Council would not take this lightly. They would retaliate. Yet for now, they had shown their strength and determination, and nothing could take that away from them. Together, they were ready to face whatever came next. The galaxy was buzzing with energy after the great reveal. News of the human fleet's teleportation had spread like wildfire, igniting excitement and fear across many star systems. People on Earth celebrated while the Galactic Council scrambled to respond to this unexpected show of strength. Captain Elena Reyes stood on the bridge of the Starfire, looking out at the stars. The view was breathtaking, but her mind was focused on the future. She knew that their bold move had put humanity in the spotlight, but it also painted a target on their backs. The Galactic Council would not remain passive for long. "Captain, we've received multiple messages from Earth," Mark said, his fingers flying over the console. "They want to know our next steps and how we plan to deal with the Council's possible retaliation." Elena took a deep breath. "We need to prepare for whatever comes next. We must strengthen our defenses and continue to develop our teleportation technology. If we can improve our capabilities, we can protect our home and assert our place in this galaxy." Just then, the communications officer called out, "Captain, we're receiving a transmission from the Galactic Council." The crew exchanged glances, a mixture of anxiety and anticipation filling the room. Elena nodded for the officer to put the message through. The screen flickered to life, revealing a stern-looking alien with deep blue skin and golden markings across their face. It was Counselor Valok, a prominent figure in the Galactic Council. "Human Captain," Valok began, their voice cold and commanding. "Your actions have caused great unrest in our ranks. We demand to know your intentions." Elena straightened her posture, determined to stand firm. "We are not looking for war, Counselor. We only want to protect our planet and assert our right to exist as an equal among the stars. We will not be bullied." The Counselor's eyes narrowed. "You have disrupted the balance of power in the galaxy. We will not allow humans to rise unchecked. Prepare for the consequences of your actions." The transmission ended abruptly, leaving a heavy silence in the room. Elena turned to her crew, who looked worried. "We need to be ready for anything. They may attempt to retaliate with force." Mark nodded. "We should enhance our defenses and start training our pilots for potential conflicts. We also need to work on improving the teleportation system so we can be more strategic in our movements." As the days went by, the Starfire and her crew worked tirelessly. They enhanced their technology, trained diligently, and fortified their ships. Elena felt a new sense of purpose among her team. They were not just fighting for survival, they were fighting for their future. One evening, as they gathered in the mess hall for a quick meal, Elena noticed the camaraderie among her crew. They shared stories, laughter, and hope. She knew they had formed a bond that went beyond just being colleagues. They were now a family, united in their mission. "Whatever happens next, we face it together," she said, raising her glass. "We are not just humans. We are a team, and together we can achieve anything." As the crew cheered and clinked their glasses, a message from Earth came through. They had decided to send a delegation to meet with the Galactic Council to discuss a potential alliance. This could be a game changer for humanity. Elena felt a mix of excitement and caution. This could work in our favor. "If we can form alliances, we may have a chance to strengthen our position in the galaxy," she said. With the plan in motion, the Starfire prepared to support the delegation. They needed to make sure the humans were safe during the meeting with the Council. The crew worked diligently, readying the ship for the diplomatic mission. As they approached the Council's main base, the atmosphere was tense. Elena stood at the helm, her heart racing. This was a new era for humanity, and the outcome of this meeting could change everything. When the delegation arrived, Elena felt proud to see representatives from Earth stepping onto the alien-controlled station. They had come with open minds, but Elena knew the Council would not be easy to persuade. She stood ready to protect them, prepared to teleport if necessary. The fate of humanity lay in the balance. The Council's reaction would shape their future among the stars. Would they accept humanity as a worthy ally, or would they continue to see them as a threat? Only time would tell. But one thing was certain: humanity had shown its strength and resilience. They were no longer just a target, they were a force to be reckoned with in the vastness of the galaxy. And with that realization, Elena felt hope. A new era had begun. One where humans would fight for their place in the universe, side by side with allies, ready to face any challenge that came their way.